An investigation by Environmental Justice Foundation and another environmental NGO, Hien has revealed Chinese industrial trawlers are currently legal selling the unwanted catch, including severely depleted small pelagic fishes to canoes out at sea. The NGO say the action is not only illegal, but apparently costing Ghana over $50 million annually and depleting fish stock. Henry Kwesi has more.
It's barely 5 days to the end of a closed season being observed in Ghana. The closed season, which meant a ban on all fishing activities for a month, became necessary when scientists warned the country risked a complete depletion of fish stocks in the sea should fishing continue without a break. But players in the fishing industry are pointing to what they consider a bigger problem: fish transshipment, also known as psycho. An investigative piece launched today revealed several Chinese industrial trawlers fronted by Ghanaians transfer frozen fish to canoes out at sea, an act which is illegal. According to Executive Director of NGO Heng Mpoano, Kofi Agboga, Ghana is losing millions of dollars annually. He blames leadership of a country.
The issue of psycho is a big issue, but psycho is only a symptom of a problem. The bigger problem is leadership failure, not leadership of one government or the other. All those people who have been put in leadership positions to manage the fisheries over the last many years have failed us. The trawlers are licensed to catch bottom fish. Simple. They are not supposed to catch midwater or surface. So why are they doing this? And who is making sure that they don't do it? And when they come back, we continue to give them the license to go and catch fish. So that is one. Enforcement. If they arrest these people, how are they treating them? The law is very clear on what the sanctions are. Has anybody ever been fined?
He added that if psycho is not checked, the closed season will not achieve the desired results.
The trawlers are out there. Are they catching the fish and storing it and waiting for the season to open and then sell it to the canoes? These are questions that we have to ask. So therefore, immediately the season opens, we have to begin to monitor the quantum of fish that the psycho people are bringing. But ordinarily, the closed season should go with some enforcement measures so that when the season opens, we are sure that the psycho business is completely stopped.
Natural resource economist at the University of Ghana, Professor Wisdom Akbalu, is demanding stiffer punishments for perpetrators to serve as a deterrent.
A trawl vessel that engages in psycho fishing could be making up to, say, $1 million a year. And if these individuals are caught, they are made to pay about $200,000. And this settlement is out of court through the alternative dispute resolution. This is not deterrent enough. Unless, of course, the punishments are very severe to take away all the benefit they get from engaging in this illegal activity, there is no reason why they will not go back to this illegal activity.
It is unclear whether measures to completely solve the problem are being pursued currently, but NGOs in the fishing industry want the Fisheries Ministry and law enforcers to immediately conduct routine inspections of fishing gear and catches of industrial trawlers to stop the illegality they say is being perpetrated. Henry Kwesi reports for JoyNews.
Now let's turn our attention to education and the dream of some students of the Emerald Community School to represent Ghana in the international UC Maths competition and bring home the bragging right as world champions currently hangs in a balance. This is because they just don't have the funds to help them participate in the event. The UC Maths Contest is a program that helps children to develop their brains using abacus as a tool and basic arithmetic operation to calculate mathematics with high speed. MFA Jiradosi has the rest of the story.
There are many ways to teach numbers and maths to kids. Some can be fun and exciting, and some can be plain boring. But the abacus has been a great tool to teach numbers and arithmetic. It has colorful beads to make learning exciting and fun while reinforcing concepts through child's sense of touch.
It's a whole brain development program. It develops both the right and left brain of the child. It helps with the photographic memory of the child.
Ghanaians and a lot of people around the world have fear for maths. But Abacus has been a game changer in Ghana, helping school children around the country appreciate and easily understand a dreaded subject, thanks to UCMAS, the organization championing this revolution. But guess what? Some girls from the Emerald International School have qualified to represent Ghana in the international UCMAS competition in Cambodia and Thailand. These girls were selected to represent their school at the national UCMAS competition. For some, it was a lot of anxiety.
I was afraid. I thought I would not win anything.
Oh, and then what happened?
And then God helped me, and I won a trophy.
For others, it was the time to show the world what they've got.
I feel so excited because I haven't gone to any competition like this before. And my mother too told me that I should do it. But if I do it, I should go and try, just like I'm going to try.
But after the end of the tournament, these strong girls from the Emerald Community School won the championship, grabbing 4 medals.
I was very excited because I knew that my father would be very happy and excited that I won something. Because I think this is my first time going for a competition.
They have been selected to represent Ghana in Cambodia and Thailand, but there is a challenge. They have no money to embark on the trip. The girls need to pay 117,000 Ghana cedis, but it's been difficult to raise it.
Challenge now for the parent and the school is to be able to raise the funds that would be supporting their registration and upkeep for the international program, because each child is supposed to pay $2,700. We have up to the end of June to be able to register them with a minimum of $8,000 as commitment. Then subsequently we'll pay the remaining amount in due course.
But even without the money, they have been vigorously training.
7 minus 3 minus 5, 7, that is 8. Ready? 9 minus 4, 2 minus 5, 6, that is 8. Ready? 2 minus 2, 1, that is 1. Now let's try.
Their trainer says she's confident the girls can bring the trophy home.
Yes, please. I'm very, very much confident in them now. Even as at now, their level and then what they went to compete wasn't something that was easy. But as I said earlier, with much determination, they can do it. Yes, please. So you think they can win this? Yes, they can win.
Even more, these girls say they have what it takes to be world champions.
Please come and sponsor me so that I'll go to Cambodia.
Will you win when you go to Cambodia?
Yes.
Let's put a smile on the faces of these young ones.
UCMAS International Competition. We are almost there. Help us win it.
Well, by experience, I can tell you UCMAS is a good way to just make numbers look like just, kids, cheap. But let's move on. Talking about numbers, over 500,000 candidates have converged at various centers countrywide for this year's basic education certificate examinations. Among the 262 candidates who wrote the examinations at St. Paul's Basic School is Herman Odoe Okpotiashong, who has cerebral palsy. He's one of the few persons living with disability writing this year's examinations. Herman was featured in JoyNews Hotline documentary Born Special, which highlighted the plight of persons with cerebral palsy. Beryl and Estina Richter caught up with him at the examination center at here in Accra and brings us this report.
18-year-old Herman was born with cerebral palsy. According to his mother, Mavis Yomiotio-Kotete, doctors told her that her son would not be able to perform basic tasks like his age mates. Despite this hard truth told to Mavis, She remained a strong tower of support.
The doctor told me because of Herman's condition, he would not develop early like other children, and this will affect his movement, speech, and other activities. I accepted this and never stopped praying to God.
Today, it is this support that has pushed Herman to climb the educational ladder. He's among the 122 males writing this year's BEC at the La St. Paul's Busy School. At the time of my visit, it was almost to the end of the first paper, English language.
Stop work!
Supervisor for the center, Benis Belinda Bula, tells me how enthusiastic Herman was prior to the start of the exams.
He's so much comfortable and he's writing his paper.
And I'm curious, how did
when he was growing up, his friends were there for him. He would love the whole situation.
And what was his mood?
Oh, he's all right. He's in the mood of exams. Looking at his demeanor, I realized he's very poised for the exams.
A few minutes later, Herman arrives with the help of his colleagues who helped him to get into his wheelchair. He tells me he is optimistic of passing the exams.
It was so great and fantastic. I learned very hard and I will get my first choice into.
What was your first choice?
Aquina. I will get one in the next paper.
What about this paper?
I will get one.
I also met with his mother, Mavis, who still remains hopeful his son will pass the exam and later become the medical doctor she always dreamt of.
I am very happy because I've always looked forward to this day, and I thank God. By the grace of God, he will pass these exams and gain admission to Aquinas to become the medical doctor I want him to.
Having faith in a world of uncertainties is a good thing, but in a country where there isn't enough support systems for persons living with cerebral palsy, that faith is all Herman's family needs to brace through this harsh reality. Beryl Ernestina Richter's report for Joy News.
Let's turn attention to some politics. And President Akufo-Addo has described as unacceptable the poor state of some category of workers in the country. And to fix the problem, the president told an ongoing International Labour Organization conference taking place in Geneva, Switzerland, that he has committed his government on organized labor into a social contract that ensures that decent work for all types of workforce in Ghana. Presidential correspondent Elton Brobe, who is attending the conference, reports.
In the estimation of the World Employment Social Outlook report of 2017, over 700 million workers, a third of which is in Africa, live in extreme or moderate poverty despite their employment status. The development, according to the report, is impacting negatively on the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goal 8, which demands promotion of sustained economic development and decent work. It cites inequality, widespread unemployment, particularly among the youth, as responsible. Addressing over 1,000 delegates attending the conference, President Akufo-Addo said his government is diversifying the economy from a raw material-based export to industrialization to ensure jobs for the teeming youth.
I came into office 2.5 years ago to discover that not only was I quite appropriately the nation's chief laborer, but also its chief employer. Why do I say so? We have a large workforce in Ghana, but the majority of people are underemployed, inappropriately employed, or unemployed. Indeed, the number of people in what can be described as formal work is a small part of the workforce of our country. The figures suggest that the size of the workforce in our country is about 13 million people, and there are less than 2 million people in formal work. Unfortunately, over the years, much of our preoccupation has been with this small group in the formal sector. We have put in place bold, innovative, and urgent steps to ameliorate the situation. We've turned our back on the old economy. which was based on the production and export of raw materials. And we have embarked on establishing a value-added industrialized economy supported by heightened agricultural productivity.
The president is, however, confident only an atmosphere of trust and openness with organized labor can help government achieve targets set for thorough industrialization. Employment and Labor Relations Minister Ignatius Bafuewa says government is fully engaged with labor to ensure industrial harmony.
The 2017 Ghana Living Standard survey, which conducted survey on different aspects of our life, including unemployment, indicated that the unemployment situation in Ghana now is 7%. You may doubt it, but that is what the figures speak to. In 2015, it was 11.9, and now it's moved to 7%. It shows that, yes, gradually we are getting jobs for our people. But for me, that is not what is important. It is true that people are working, but what is also true is that most of the people are not working to the highest of their abilities.
From Geneva, Switzerland, Elton Brobe for Joy News.
And we're back here in Accra. And before we go, Chairman of the National Democratic Congress is charging party members and faithful to work towards bringing the NDC back to power in 2020 if they want to benefit from a future NDC government. Mr. Ampofo told party folks at the launch of the party's 27th anniversary celebrations that members who do not contribute to the party should not expect to be given any role in a future NDC government. He was speaking at the launch of the anniversary celebrations here in Accra.
We are here because of our national chairman. We all know what is going on in this country regarding him. And so I'm very happy to see that this room is full. And we are waiting for anybody who thinks that he will come and do something that is untoward in this room. They will see the might of NDC. I am positive that the day is coming. All of us, 16 regions now, will marshal ourselves and make sure that we show the might of NDC. I think for a long time, we've become very dormant. So it's about time we bare our teeth. It's about time the great NDC send signals that, like the general said, like our vice chairman said, we are not a party or a group of people that should take us for a ride.
An agitated Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the NDC, Joseph Adekoka, galvanizing party loyalists to stand behind National Chairman Samuel Ofosu-Ampofo, who is standing trial for his alleged role in some kidnappings and fire outbreaks in the country. This stance is backed by Vice Chair of the party and former Fisheries and Science Minister Sherry Aite, who reiterated they will not be cowed into submission by government.
We have exhibited courage, boldness, and we have provided security for many Ghanaians. We are fearless, and nobody can intimidate us. Nobody.
The man at the center of a storm, Mr. Ampofo, leads a horde of NDC supporters in a chant. Ms. Ampofo, rallying the party's base towards the 2020 elections, emphasized the importance of an all-hands-on-deck approach.
The biggest job you can do for NDC as we move to 2020 is adopt a branch. Maintain the branch, nurture the branch, and win the branch in 2020. You don't come and tell me anything. Just tell me that, Chairman, General Secretary, I have won my branch. If everybody decides to win his or her branch, the party is already in power.
But this claim perhaps was the most controversial.
If you want to have a stake in the future NDC government and you want to hold a position in NDC in future, the first question the General Secretary will ask, have you been attending branch meetings? So if you are eyeing some DCE position, some minister position, some board chairman position, please, the time to identify yourself and work for the party is now. Because this time round, no monkey the work, baboon the chop. I am saying that no monkey the work, baboon the chop. In 2020, it is NC, no contribution, no chop.
Well, that's how the NDC hopes to revitalize its supporters for victory in 18 months.
We want to invite our people or our opponents, the MPP, to tell us, ever since Kwame Nkrumah established the 3 traditional universities, virtually all the rest of the public universities in this country has been put in place by one NDC government or the other. In the area of tertiary education, we are second to none. When it comes to the establishment of senior high schools, we establish senior high schools, talk about the E-blocks, and talk about community high schools, and talk about the community secondary schools which were started during the President Rawlings era. Talk about the Abuaze Thermal plant, put in place by President Rawlings under NDC.
And that's it for the latest news update. But look, we have more news. There are a lot of newspapers published this morning. Well, a couple of them in the studio will look at what there are on the front and back pages. I'll look at the center spreads as well. But just in case you have some highlight of news yourself, because news is now very much viral and also from you, our viewers, make sure you tag us on Facebook. Go search for JoyNews on TV. It's our regular page on Facebook. Let us know what you think by way of news. In the meantime, we're taking a break. We'll be right back.